Gardening is for many people a healing, restorative, and even transformative practice. Whether recovering from an injury, illness, or damage, rejuvenating strength and vitality, or discovering a new way to become grounded and connected, healing, restoration, and transformation can be found in being and working in a garden. I have found this to be true for my own life. For 11 years, I worked in the nonprofit sector. I loved working with the people we served and our community partners. As an executive director of a very small nonprofit, I had the added stress of fundraising to ensure the financial success of our organization. After 3 intense years of working very hard to significantly increase our revenue, I had gained 40 pounds and was diagnosed with diabetes and rheumatoid arthritis. I was, to be honest, increasingly irritable and in despair. I've been working almost daily at Shortmeadow for the last 18 months, along with eating healthier and walking 3 to 5 miles several days a week. As a result, I've lost 30 pounds, my glucose levels are good, and I have very few aches and pains. I continue to garden now to maintain my health, but also to increase the amount of peace and joy I have in my life, and to be rooted in nature and better connected to those around me. Frankly, gardening is helping me to become a better human being. Hello, neighbor. Welcome to Shortmeadow. We're creating an urban native wildflower sanctuary here in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee. It's a place where native plants and trees, insects, birds, animals, and wildflowers can flourish. Speaking of flourishing, this giant here is Helianthus maximiliani, which is a Maximilian Sunflower. It hasn't bloomed yet, but it will in the next few weeks, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Okay, now it's time to do some planting. And before I show you how I'm going to plant this beautiful little one, I wanted to take a moment to share with you a little bit about Wild Ones, especially the Wild Ones Middle Tennessee chapter, which is a great group of people who are really passionate about native plants and trees. We meet on a monthly basis, as does other chapters across the United States. You can attend in person, or many of them will have Zoom opportunities for you to meet and talk to them as well. I really love the opportunity to have these learning experiences on a monthly basis, to definitely have a chance to meet and talk to new and old friends who attend these meetings. I always learn something every time. And then the other wonderful thing about the Middle Tennessee chapter is on most meeting nights, we have a swap table where you can pick up a book, you can pick up seed packets, or you can pick up plants like this, the tall ironweed, which is also known as Vernonia gigantea. And that's what we're going to do today. I picked this one up at the last swap meet. And of course, you're never going to get all the plants that you need to go ahead and plant your full garden. But this is one way through the sharing with friends that you can grow your garden and maybe try something out that you hadn't planted before. So this is tall ironweed. I'm going to plant it in the back of this bed because it gets quite tall, 6 to 7 to 8 feet. So it will not only do well here by this deck, but it will also show flowers on both sides. Both the people who are sitting below and even the people who are coming out of the porch will be able to see this baby when it grows in the fall. So I'm going to plant this today, and I'll tell you that we're going to plant it in a bed that I've done a little bit of work to recently. After the spring blooms and the midsummer blooms, I decided to go ahead and take this garden and put it down some cardboard to kill off all the invasive species that have been growing here, and also some of the vines that have been growing here. Now, I didn't want to get rid of all my perennials. I didn't want to pull them up and then have to replant them. So instead, I just put the cardboard around the plants. That will cause a little bit of problems in that I will have some weeds coming up where the old perennials were. But that is a lot better than having a full bed of weeds and vines and invasive species. So if you look here, you'll see that I have some pine laid down, and underneath the pine, if you look closely, you'll see that I have some cardboard. And I want to take those and spread them apart so that we can plant this plant. Rather than trying to cut this out or dig this out, I just happen to have a drill with a bit that is quite large, about the size of one of the pots that I'm planting. So all I need to do is get that started in there and drill right in to the ground. That gives me the perfect hole. Now, it also digs up, thankfully, a lot of the dirt from this area. And then just pull this off. So now, I'm sure that somebody's in construction will appreciate that I'm using the drill bit in this way, but it is a good creative way to dig a hole deep enough for my new plant. See how that'll just fit in there nicely. Now, before I put it in, I'm gonna water it. Let that settle a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and carefully put that into the hole. And take that dirt that came out of the hole. Put that back in. And just carefully water that down some more. So, not this year, but next year, next fall, this should be a very tall plant that I should be able to enjoy in the back part of the flower bed in this section. Now, there's many ways that you can expand your garden. Obviously, you can buy or obtain plants that have been growing for some time in pots and plant those. That is probably one of the most expensive ways to expand your garden. Another way is through cuttings, which we'll explore in a later episode. And the third way that's also pretty darn inexpensive is through seeds. So let's take a look at how we use seeds to expand our gardens. Well, all right. It looks like my wildflower seeds have arrived for fall planting. So come on in and I'll show you what I ordered. Well, there's a lot here. I'm not going to go through all of these packets with you, but I do want to highlight some of the ones that I think are pretty important just to talk about today. Put those aside for a second. The first thing I did was I got from one of our seed companies, the Tennessee Select Wildflower Mix, a quarter pound. Now, this is not something that I'm going to plant on a regular basis. It is actually something, I have a meadow behind our gate in the alleyway that I want to create a meadow there. I'm hoping that we can create a wildflower corridor in our alleys. And so what I'm doing with this wildflower seed mix is I'm going to plant it this fall. It has a few perennials, a lot more annuals in it. So I'll use this to plant the meadow, and then I'm going to take some of the perennials that I got and mix them in there as well. So what will that do for me? Well, first of all, it will give me the opportunity to have flowers beginning in this coming spring. But it will also enable me to get perennials in there and get those perennials established so that the following spring I'll have a more perennial wildflower bed and it won't take so much work to create it. Let's see here. Some things that I'm excited about. I'm getting Big Blue Stem, which is a grass. I need more grasses in my flower beds, and so I'm excited that I'll be growing that this year. I also have some pasture rose, and I ordered some climbing rose as well, so that and these are native wildflowers, and so we'll have those all over our garden as well. Something that I have some of already, but I want to have more of, is the foxglove beard tongue. It is a beautiful wildflower that I want to put in the woodland garden and really have a whole mass of it in that garden. I love the dense blazing star, and I will be planting that this year. It's also called gay feather. It's a beautiful purple flower that is a real attractive flower for all pollinators. And also I want to plant this wild blue indigo. Again, it's a beautiful spring flower that will come up as blue and will go really good in our garden. And then something that I've already planted some of this year and I want to have more of is rose milkweed. Again, this is great for butterflies. It's good for a lot of pollinators. And I have a special place that I'm creating in the garden where this will be highly featured. And then I won't go through all the rest of them, but I do want to say that I'm getting the columbine this year. This is the wild columbine. And again, as I'm building up the woodland garden, I really want to make sure that I build it up with flowers that are great for back there. And the columbine is a nice low plant that I can put along the pathway, and it will stay green for almost the entire season. So it'll add some nice color to it, but it also won't feel like you're being pressed in by these big flowers. So I think that's all I'll share with you today. Obviously, there's plenty of more seeds where that came from. If you want to plant seeds, the fall is the time to do it. And so it is really time to go ahead and order your seeds. It's going to take them 2 to 4 weeks to get here. And really, around mid to late October is when the seeds need to be going into the ground. And so now is the time to order your seeds. So coming up in future episodes, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I prepare my garden beds for direct seed sowing. We'll be looking at how I sow into pots and why I'm doing that in preparation for next spring. And then I'm also going to just show you a little bit about how I prepare Shortmeadow for the transition between summer and fall. Thanks for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you back here at Shortmeadow again real soon.